Hey girls, it's Chantel coming to you today with a video that came to mind, and I just wanted to touch base on a few things. I'm giving a little bit of backstory on Ramiro's. First, if you have not already, please like and subscribe to this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please make sure you drop them below. That way when we see them, we can definitely respond to them. And you all let us know what content that you may like. But I want to come on today and I want to talk about a few things that cross my mind in the business. If you have watched our videos or have not watched our videos, let me just give you a little bit of backstory on Remy Girls. Remy Girls, I started in 2011, so I am like really old in this game. And I come back recently, and I talked about that in another one of my videos about just taking time off. And in that time, I found a couple of things that were in the midst of me seeing and coming back and seeing how things have changed, and seeing how there are certain things you need to have a successful business. And I see so many people are starting out, or they want to start a hair business. So I want to come and talk about 5 things that I think you need to start a hair business. And I know there's tons and tons of videos on YouTube about starting a hair business, but doing this for so many years and just learning a lot along the way. This business is always evolving. It is always something new you can learn from it. So I would say the first thing that I think that you need when you start a hair business is your mindset. And I say mindset simply because you always want to be a learner. Like I said, things always change. I have seen things go from, example, when lace frontals started being big on the regular market, and then there were the 360 lace frontals, and everybody wanted to rush and do a 360 lace frontal. And then 360 lace frontals didn't work for everybody, or everybody wanted to go from closures to frontals, and frontals don't work for everybody. And it's just knowing your market and just knowing different things like that. So I say mindset because you just have to be open to learning, and you have to be open to knowing what works best for you, your customer, and your clientele. And also, you're gonna have days. As I mentioned, I took almost 2 years off because it was too much. It was just too much going on. And so I know a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, you walked away from all of this money. Sometimes your peace of mind is the most valuable thing that you have. It doesn't matter how much money that you're making. Sometimes your peace of mind is what's most important. And especially if you cannot dedicate 100% of yourself to it, then you're doing yourself a disservice and you're doing your clients a disservice. So definitely mindset is one of the things that you want to make sure that you have. So if your mind is focused on the customer and not so much, I'm getting into this business because I want to make all this money, the money will follow, but your mind has to be in the right place. And so I say that one of the first things out of, I have 5, but one of the things I would definitely say starting out in the hair business, you want to have mindset. And I know this because I've gone through so many things when it comes to mindset from the time that I started to where I am now. It is mindset. Second thing I would say is vendors. I know a lot of people, they buy vendors, they sell vendors. Remy Girls, we do not sell vendors. We don't have a vendor list. And I've never purchased one, so I can't say that there's a pro or a con to it. What I will say for me and what works for me, excuse me. So what I will say for me and for Remy Girls and what works for us is the actual going out and finding the vendors. Don't get me wrong, if you want to shortcut it, just think about the shortcuts that you're taking. And I say that heavily, so don't take that lightly. Think about the shortcuts that you're making. Yeah, you want to jump right in, you want to be able to post up your pictures and sell to your customers, but really, what are you selling them? It takes time. One of my dear friends in this industry, it took her about 2 years to really say that this will be my number one vendor. Her number one vendor. Not just her only vendor, her number one vendor. So, I can't say yay or nay about buying vendors, but I would advise for you to go out and actually do your due diligence and do the hard work and find the vendors. If you don't want to, hey, totally a preference. Let me know how that works. Drop that in the comments. I'm actually curious to know, but that's just not our zhuzh. So we actually go out and look for our vendors and test the hair and kind of go from there. Nothing wrong with word of mouth, but no, we do it completely different. Also, I would say have more than one vendor. So for example, Remy Girls has about 10 vendors. Yeah, about 10 vendors. I have to double check the list. You always want to have more than one. You always want to have more than two. It's almost advised to have at least 6. And I know that sounds like a lot because that's a lot of juggling. Trust and believe, it is a lot of juggling. I might be able to show you guys some sticky notes that I have. It's a lot of juggling. So I try to file things away as best as possible just to keep it all together. So we have about 10 vendors, and that's because we not only offer raw hair, we offer steam process hair. And so we offer steam process hair, we offer raw Indian hair, we offer raw Cambodian hair, we offer raw Filipino hair, we offer raw Burmese hair, and we also offer authentic Russian hair. So we offer Russian blonde. It's not the 613 blonde. So if you know what I'm talking about, we offer actual Russian blonde hair. And juggling all that to be able to bring it to you as the client and to be able to service you with quality products, that takes a lot of work. And it doesn't happen under one vendor because a lot of times these vendors specialize in one thing. So therefore you're not going to be able to, or if you do, I would be skeptical, okay? So if you can get Indian hair and Vietnamese hair from the same vendor, listen, what you do is your business, but I don't advise it. And I'm just giving you tips that I've just learned along the way. It's better to have a backup for the backup. So that's the best way I can put it. I know one of my teachers, Marquetta Breslin, she always say, have a backup and then have a backup for the backup. And so I'm giving you the same advice. Have a backup vendor and have a backup for the backup vendor, because things happen with this whole pandemic that we've been living through. A lot of the vendors, from what I've heard just through AliExpress, a lot of the people that you talk to, I think they're on WhatsApp, a lot of people that you talk to, they're just people behind a keyboard, kind of middlemen helping fulfill orders for larger companies. And so when things start to shut down, everything starts to shrink because nothing is moving. So you don't need all these excess of people. So everything starts shrinking. So a person that you probably were in contact with a long time ago or a couple months ago, they're gone. Or there's a different person sending you a message on your WhatsApp from the same number that you've been having conversations with, but it's a new name. So again, just make sure that you have the vendors that you need, and then have a vendor for that vendor just in case. Also, number three is product. I know that there are tons of videos on here that say, oh, you don't have to have a product, or you don't have to have the physical product. Well, that's twofold. When I first started out, I probably had a kilo of product. A kilo, listen honey, a kilo is nothing. A kilo is 10 pieces. So it sounds like a lot, but it is not. So let's do the math. I have 10 pieces. So I have, let's say, 2 14-inch frontals. I have 8 pieces of hair left, right? And so with those 8 pieces of hair, let's say I have 2 12, 14, 16, and 18 inches, okay? Now, if someone calls me up and say, hey, I need a 12, 14, 16 and a frontal, boom, I'm down by 4 pieces. I understand that in the beginning it is an investment. So what I would advise starting out in this hair business, if you don't have the money currently, do drop shipping. Find a drop shipper, or you can always DM us and we can hook you up with drop shipping. Find a drop shipper. That way your drop shipping company has the product on hand that you can provide it to your client. Forgive my nose. Obviously someone's talking about me because it just keeps tickling. But you can have a drop shipping service. Now, in my past videos, you can go back and see that I am not a fan personally of drop shipping. And let me tell you why. I like to touch and feel and inspect everything that is going out before it goes out. Oh, someone's really talking about me, so forgive me again. I have literally an itchy nose. So that's what they say when people are talking about you. Your nose itches. So clearly I'm on someone's radar. And it must be good because my nose keeps tickling. So I apologize for that interruption. But I'm not a fan of drop shipping simply because I want to touch the product. I want to feel the product. If the weft is off track or something to that effect, I want to know. I don't want it to get to the client's hands and they're calling me and I'm just as surprised on the phone as them. That's why we don't do drop shipping ourselves. We offer it because we have come to a place that we're able to have the product in-house and offload it as fast as you order it. But I would recommend that as an alternative if you don't have the product. So number 3, product is very important to have on hand, because if you don't have it, they're just going to call someone else. And I used to get so mad about this years and years ago. Like, oh my goodness, they're just going to go down the street to Lee's Beauty Supply or whatever. But it's just like, if I need my hair done, what am I going to do? I'm going to wait on you, sis? So don't take it personal. It is just business. So number 4, knowing your customer type. You can't sell to the masses. And you can, but everyone is not for everybody. So for example, I may like to eat at a certain restaurant. Let's say a certain Italian restaurant. And I absolutely love this Italian restaurant. And I go to a different Italian restaurant and they sell the exact same food as the other Italian restaurant, but I just prefer this Italian restaurant. Everybody is not your customer. So figure out who your core customer is. Do you want your customer to be like you? Do you want your customer to absolutely love the glam lashes, or you want your customers to love bling nails? Figure out who your customer is, because trying to sell to everyone, you are doing yourself a disservice and you're doing your clients a disservice, because some people may gravitate to you for one thing and you're trying to be everything to everyone and you gain no one. Now, I'm not saying to kind of find your footing, but just take some time to think about who your customer is and jot that down. If she's like you, if she likes braided wigs, unfortunately this is not a wig, but I'm working on one because I absolutely love this style and it is super hot. So, and I don't have time to do my hair right now, but I'm getting my sew-in in because I love my wigs, but for some reason I just absolutely love having a sew-in. I don't know why, because the wigs that we have are bomb. I don't know why. But at the end of the day, it's preference. So I said all that to say, just figure out who your customer is. Just figure out who you want them to be. When you close your eyes and you say, Remy Girl's customer is age this between this, and she loves high end, and she loves glam, and she likes to do this on her downtime, and she loves this type of perfume. Sit, think about it, write it all down, and create your customer, and then focus on servicing that customer. So I would say customer is one of the top 5. Also, consistency. I've talked about my return to the industry. I've talked about being gone for 2 years. And in this business before, and even now, or any business that you have, I know you all have heard it because many people have said it, and there's no secret sauce to it. Consistency is key. I promise you, consistency is key. I've gotten so much business because I was available and able to answer the phone, or I had the product and was able to ship it off. Consistency is key. Showing up all the time. Having your customers expecting you to be able to post as much as possible. I am not the best on Instagram at all. I'm working on it. So if y'all got some tips, I am all ears, okay? But just being consistent with what you do. Prior to, I was consistent with doing videos, and then, like I explained, life got crazy. But outside of that, I was consistent, whether I was going live, being consistent, or whether I was just being consistent in my work. Consistency is key. So if you don't have the mindset to stay on task, regardless of, oh, I'm not an inventory, or so I'm not going to answer the phone, or oh, I don't feel like answering DMs. If you're not consistent, you are not going to grow. So those are the 5 things that I want to talk about really quickly in this video that I think would definitely help you start off on the right foot with starting a hair business. And I hope these help you out. If you have any questions, please feel free to inbox, DM, find a way to get to us. If we see the message, we will answer and respond. But yeah, that's all I have for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not liked this video, make sure you go like it and say what up or something to us in the comments. Also, make sure you subscribe. That way you're up to date on all of the things that are going on in the world of Remy Girls. We are getting ready to do a full relaunch, and I am so excited about it. There are good things coming down the pipe. So if you stay tuned, I got some good stuff coming for you, and you're gonna be like, it was definitely worth the wait. So until next video, I love you, and until next time.